Welcome to another episode of the Toy Box tutorial series. Today we're going to be teaching you about the dual action trigger.
Shall we pick up where we left off? Hello there.
The dual action trigger is actually a pretty simple little toy, but it is also very powerful. It allows you to require multiple actions to happen before your desired result occurs. Now let's take a look at the toy real quick before we go into that. Like I said, it's a very simple little toy. It has absolutely no properties, and it only has one out logic, and that's complete. In other words, when the circuit's complete, it will send a message to something. And for this demonstration, we're having it send it to that sound effects generator over there. Now, it can have 3 inputs, and we're going to use this trigger to demonstrate that. You can either have something be input 1, input 2, or reset. Now, once you have put both inputs in, once it's received 2 signals and completed its action, it will not do it again until you reset it. So if this is something you want to happen multiple times, somewhere in your logic chain you have to have a way to reset your dual action trigger. But for this, we're going to have that one be input 1. We're going to have this one be input 2. Input 2. And now, as you can see, we step on one, nothing happens. But when we step on the other one, the crowd cheers for us. Now this is the very simplest way you can use the dual action trigger. Now behind us, we have something that's a little bit more complicated. What we have is a chest surrounded by 4 enemy generators. Now let's say you wanted that chest to open only when all 4 monsters were defeated. Well, one option you have, and that's what I have it set up as now, is to have that farthest monster, whenever it's defeated, you open the chest. The logic being, since it's the farthest away, it should be the last one that gets killed. The problem is there's no guarantee that that is actually what your player is going to do. And so as you see, we opened it, or we killed him, and that opened the treasure chest. But we still have 3 whole monsters that have to be defeated. And that's not what you wanted to do. So we're going to go ahead and defeat those monsters real quick, and we'll show you a better way of doing this. So let's take a look at a better way to do this using the dual action trigger. Now like I said before, the dual action trigger will let you have something happen only when 2 other things happen first. So let's pull out a dual action trigger and see how that's going to help us. Place the dual action trigger there, and we will tell it that once it's complete, spawn loot. And now I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, Infinity Infoman, you said the dual action trigger can only have 2 inputs, but 4 monsters have to be destroyed before we want the loot chest to open. How are we going to do that? Well, we need more dual action triggers. We need 1 for every 2 input that we're going to have. So there's 1 and there's 2. So for this dual action trigger, we're going to tell these 2 monster generators that when the enemy is defeated, that will be its 2 inputs. Input 1 and input 2. And then we're going to do the same to the other side. We're also going to delete the original logic, so that way we don't accidentally open the loot chest early. Enemy defeated. Input 1. Enemy defeated. Input 2. Alright. And then we tell these 2 that when they're complete, they will be the input for this dual action trigger. So now, once complete, once these 2 monsters are destroyed, That will complete this circuit, which will be an input. And once those two monsters are destroyed, it will complete this circuit, which will be an input. And then the chest will open. So let's go ahead and reset our board and make sure it works. Oh, look at the monsters. Kill one. Loot chest is still closed. Knock him down. Loot still closed. Kill him. Loot still closed. And there's the last one, and we have an open loot chest. So that's a dual action trigger in a nutshell. Don't forget to give the video a like if you learned something new, and if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I'll be sure to get to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you next time.